Hello, and welcome to Module Number 2 in the Plagiarism tutorial, brought to you by the Bell Library and TAMUCC Writing Center. Previously, we covered the definition of plagiarism, how plagiarism can occur, and why it's so important to avoid plagiarism at TAMUCC. In this module, we will go over the 3 different types of plagiarism, including cheating, non-attribution, and patchwriting, and we'll also learn when to cite information. The first form of plagiarism that we will talk about today is cheating, which is the act of borrowing, purchasing, or otherwise getting work composed by someone else and submitting it under your own name. A form of cheating that some may not realize is plagiarism is self-plagiarism, which is using your own previous work without your instructor's permission. Here are some examples of how cheating has been used: purchasing, downloading, or copying a paper off the internet, borrowing a friend's work and changing the name, or, as previously mentioned, turning in your own previous work. Another form of plagiarism is non-attribution, which is writing your own work by taking passages copied exactly from the work of another without giving credit or using quotation marks. Basically, if there is no form of citation, you're not giving credit or attributing to the original author. Here we have an example of non-attribution. Pause the video if you need to take a moment to read. Notice how the sentences are almost exactly the same. For example, the phrase, "MySpace and YouTube are changing the way artists and record labels reach out to fans," is taken directly from the source. It is also worth noting that when you do cite, you should always check in with your professor to make sure you are using the correct citation style. The last form of plagiarism that we will talk about today is patchwriting, which is writing that is similar to the original source material with some small changes to the wording, mirroring the original sentence structure. It involves changing words around to sound different. For example, by using synonyms and changing the order of the sentence. Here we have an example of patchwriting, with the original text on the left and the patchwritten text on the right. A lot of similarities can be seen between the two texts, though the formatting is different. Both discuss the same information. The patchwritten text uses the original information, but changes certain words. For example, the words MySpace and YouTube are changed to Facebook and Twitter. Although there is a citation, it is not valid because the text is taken directly from the original source and just changed up a bit. Now, let's discuss the difference between paraphrasing and patchwriting. Although they are similar, they are not the same. Paraphrasing is using your own words to summarize an idea, while patchwriting is taking somebody else's words and using them within your own writing. Paraphrasing is great, just make sure you use it correctly. So, when do we cite? Well, here are some guidelines to help us figure this out. If it's general information or common knowledge, it is possible you do not have to cite it. However, common knowledge differs depending on your audience. This means you must know who you are addressing in your writing to provide the information needed. For example, if you talk about what a jump shot is, a basketball player will know what you're referring to. However, somebody who plays the violin who knows nothing about basketball would need to have that explained to them. When in doubt, explain your information to your audience. Chances are, if you had to research it and must explain it to others, you'll need to cite it. For those of you wondering what a jump shot is, here's LeBron James doing one. It's a shot in basketball that involves jumping in the air and using 1 or 2 hands. Some other times where you must cite are if you are using somebody else's documentation to support an idea, if you are relaying somebody's research, statistics and formulas, and in general, if it involves numbers, cite it. And direct quotations and paraphrasing must also be cited. Anytime the information is pulled directly from the source, it must be cited. To recap what we covered today, cheating is taking somebody else's work and using it as your own. Non-attribution is writing without any form of notation, giving credit to the original author. Patchwriting is writing similar to the original source with changes to wording and sentence structure. And remember to always cite information you had to look up and that is not considered common knowledge. If it includes numbers or came directly from the source, you should always cite it. In the next video, we will be covering in-text citations and bibliography citation styles. Thank you for watching this tutorial, brought to you by the Bell Library and TAMUCC Writing Center. All our references, as well as other resources, can be found in the description below.